Hey guys, it's Titi here. I hope you guys are doing well, and of course, I am happy to be here. If you are new here, my name is Titi, and welcome to my channel. And thank you so much for joining me here and spending some of your time with me. So if you don't know, other than the short messages that I post, I come on here to read to you guys. And we just don't read any type of books, right? We read like really good books, books that empower us and help us, embrace every part of ourselves. Last week we talked about, your spirit guides, telling you that you're not alone, the different types of spirit guides, and how you can connect to your spirit guides or with them. So this episode we're talking about connecting with your allies, right? So we're gonna get into it, right? So get your popcorn and your cup of tea while I read to you guys. If you want to pause this, you can actually. No, you cannot. I'm just joking. You can. Okay, let's get into it. You now have the most relevant information about your spirit guides. So it's time to get your hands in the clay and discover how you can establish a connection with these wonderful beings. In this chapter, you will learn to sustain that connection even when life's vis- vi- vicissitudes attempt to pull you away from your spiritual relationship with these guides. I hope I didn't butcher that word. Preparing your mind and spirit. If you spent most of your life blissfully unaware of spiritual reality, you need to work on getting into the correct state of mind and spirit before connecting with your guides. Why does this matter? Skipping this important process would be like trying to see through glasses with lenses smeared with oil and dirt, or eavesdrop on a conversation 3 rooms away while loud heavy metal music is blasted from massive speakers. The oil, dirt, and metal music refer to the many beliefs and biases society has installed in your head about the nature of reality, the existence of worlds beyond the physically observable one, and the feasibility of establishing contact with beings that, according to science, logic, and reasons, don't exist. One of the biggest mistakes you could make is grasping a spiritual concept, like the divine feminine is the core fit spirit to matter. In other words, you cannot use physical rules and expectations as a basis to determine that spirituality is non-existent. Hogwash. Many realize there is something off about the stories they've been fed since birth. Perhaps you were one of these people. Perhaps in the past you noticed every time you had a question that would shatter your illusion about how reality works, you would get a spiritual or mental pop-up blocker, for lack of better way to describe it. This pop-up blocker is a carefully crafted line of logic or reasons that immediately causes you to shut down your spiritual exploration. One of the most effective blockers is the fact that if it cannot be observed by the five senses or picked up by a scientific instrument, it must not exist. This is an arrogant approach to understanding things beyond the physical. It would be like using a thermometer to check the volume of sound or a noise meter to detect the temperature of water. In other words, how can you use physical instruments to measure or determine the existence of spiritual realities? Some things lie beyond the rigid straight lines of reasons and logic, necessary for operating in this physical world, but not in realms beyond. Until you are willing to accept this, you will not make much progress. Two of the quickest way to break through the persistent illusion of lies you've been sold is to practice meditation, which will increase your self-awareness and to question everything, including your own thoughts, especially those you are 100% certain are true. Do not listen to derogatory, dismissive statements like, it's all in your head. The truth is, it really all is in your head, including your experience of the physical world. There is no way to perceive reality, physical or spiritual, other than through your awareness or consciousness. Quantum physicists are closer to this truth than other scientists, but that's not a matter to be concerned about. They will catch up eventually. Now that you have the premise needed to experience your spirit guide's reality, you have to put in the work. The first step is to assume that what you have learned here is true and that you can experience it. You do not need to use logic or reasons to justify these assumptions because the odds are with your programming, especially if you grew up in the Western world rather than Africa or the East, where spirituality isn't scoffed at and is consciously experienced every day. You may be too doubtful to initiate the first contact with your guides. So pause for a moment and assume that the version of you who questions spiritual affairs never existed. Assuming that you have always understood the reality of things beyond what is observable with the physical senses. Done? Good. Here are other things to prepare your mind and spirit to commune with your guides. Keep your mind focused on your goals. More than anything else, you should hunger for a connection with the divine. To sustain the hunger and passion for connecting with what is beyond you, you should do everything within your power to remind yourself of how important this goal is to you. If it means setting alarms throughout the day to remind you to check in with yourself, meditating, contemplating the way to ensure you remain focused is to set things up, contemplating the existence of spiritual guides, or checking in with them. Do it. An excellent way to ensure you remain focused is to set things up so that connecting with your spirit guides is the first thing on your mind in the morning and the last thing when you go to bed at night. And this is so true, guys. Now it's a daily like thing for me, before going to bed. I mean, after get before going to bed and waking up in the morning. So another one is to set your intentions and make them as clear as you can. Some people ask for signs that their spirit guides exist, and that's all they ever get, signs and nothing more. However, if you want constant ongoing dialogue between yourself and your spirit guides, you should be clear about that. The clearer you are about your intention, the establishing contact with your guides, the better your results will be. You cannot ask for signs and then be upset when all you ever get is a barrage of 444s and 1111s. You must be clear about what you want. If you haven't figured it out yet, there's no rush. Take your time. Take your time to create your intentions to the letter, and then you may begin the process knowing that you achieve your spiritual goal in a matter of time. Stay open and receptive. With your focus on your goal and your intentions crystal clear, you will notice moments when you have an extra sense of presence and awareness. Some people have mistaken these for depersonalization or derealization, but that's not what it is. It's your spirit guides bringing the fullness of your awareness to the here and now. You cannot connect with them in your past or your future. You can only establish the connection in the now. When you become more aware and present, you will find it easier to let them help you. You will hear them, and that's good because they are always ready to speak with you. However, if you shake off the feeling of extra presence, you close yourself off from your guides. So rather find a quiet place every time you feel this way and sit in silence, meditation, and expectation for at least 15 minutes. Don't sit aimlessly. Instead, set an intention to receive and understand your guide's message clearly. Guided visualization to initiate contact with your guides. One of the best things to connect with your spiritual guides is to meditate daily. You can use this alternate breathing technique regularly to help you, whatever you choose. Always set your intention for the technique before you begin. Now, on to another powerful, potent tool to help you make your spirit guides as real as the words on this page. Guided visualization is like meditation but with instructions. You can write and record your guided visualization, but if you prefer, you could use one available for free online. The idea is that you will not merely be meditating but focusing on the instruction about what to do with your body and what to imagine as you meditate. Here's a simple one you can use right now. Since you cannot meditate while reading, record the first. Don't rush your recording so you have time to follow each instruction. When you're ready to use the guided visualization, ensure you are dressed comfortably and in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Switch off all devices. If you don't live alone, ask your people not to bother you until you let them know you're ready. So, instructions: sit on a chair or the mat. Number two, feel your body, make adjustments until you feel comfortable, and close your eyes. Number three, now you're settled, part your lips slightly. You're going to breathe deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. Your exhale may be longer than your inhales, and that's okay. For now, just enjoy breathing, allowing your body to flood with love and light as you inhale and allow it to relax as you exhale. Notice how with each breath you sink deeper and deeper into your body, feeling relaxed and at ease, very present in the moment. Now that your body is settled and your mind is quiet, imagine a beautiful place. It has to be somewhere that calls to you. It could be a mountain top, a beach, a garden, or a forest. It could be your childhood home or a particular time and place when you felt safest. Imagine yourself walking down the path that leads to this peaceful place. Pay attention to the crunch beneath your feet as each hits the floor. As you walk, you notice. You notice up ahead of you there is a figure. Something about them draws you. With each step, you follow the love coming from them towards you. This being is your spirit guide. There's no specific form your guide needs to take on. They will choose something familiar and comfortable, so you needn't fear or worry. As you draw closer, notice what they are wearing and how they look. Are they smiling? How do their eyes make you feel as they look upon you? Now, you're slow to a stop as you stand before your guides. Their arms are spread out, beckoning you to hug them. You accept their invitation and embrace them, feeling the warmth, love, and light flowing from them into your body, mind, and spirit. Now you pull back and thank them for their presence. If you have any questions, you ask them and wait for them as they speak to you. They may simply project thoughts into your head if they don't use words. If you receive in response feels if what you receive in response feels more like energy or an emotions, you can trust that the matter you've brought forward is already resolved. You will see or receive a clear answer in days to come. Offer your guides sincere thanks for their presence, support, and comfort. Embrace them once more. When you're ready, return your awareness to your body and how it feels. Notice your breath once more. In 5 seconds, you will open your eyes, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, with your heart and mind at peace. You are becoming more and more aware of your breath. Your awareness of your body is increasing. Now you're noticing the space you are in, becoming aware of sounds and sensations. You are staring, waking up. You are fully present, joyful, and energized. Gently open your eyes. What if you can imagine? Some people don't have the ability to see things in their mind's eyes. If this is you, no worries. You can still use guided visualization. But instead of trying to imagine a physical place, transport yourself mentally to a time in the past where you felt safe and hold on to the feeling. In other words, forget about visuals and focus on sensations, emotions, and sounds. Signs and confirmation. As mentioned, your spirit guides are always ready to speak to you. Trust is essential if you intend to fully comprehend whatever they are sharing with you. You have to trust that your guides exist. Trust is the process of initiating contact, whether through meditation, guided visualization, or breath work. Finally, trust they will make themselves known to you, should you intend it. Here are the signs you're developing a strong connection with your guides. I have 333 here. You see more synchronicities in your life, especially with repeated number sequences. Sometimes you're walking in the middle of the night and a clear voice is speaking within you that isn't your usual mental voice. You have an inner knowing that your guide is present. You experience interesting phenomena like books falling off shelves for no reason. You come across the same message multiple times from various unconnected sources. The area between your eyebrows tingles and pulses. This is your third eye or Anja chakra. You are receiving more and more unique ideas. Your dreams become more vivid, last longer, and appear to have a real time feeling rather than the illogical shift from one scene to the next typical of dreams. You get the sense that you're not alone, not figuratively, but literally. You feel physical sensation like touch, inexplicable and illogical shift in temperature. You get a tingling sensation at the back of your neck towards your base. If you'd like to be confident that you genuinely are establishing contact with your guides, you find it beneficial to journal every extraordinary experience. You should ensure you are being truly guided and not merely assuming your interpretation of a situation is from your spirit guides. The best way is to be certain is through constant observation. Become a scientist, nothing noting everything you receive and comparing and contrasting events. Do not share what you're up to with people who likely look at you as if you're doing cool stuff because they'll probably think you're crazy. You may presume they're right when they aren't. You can let others know later only if you're inspired to. When you've developed trust and have connected with your guides often enough to be convinced they are real, you can't be shaken at that point because you have proof of your experiences to back up your claim. Okay, that got cut out for a second, but I'm about to finish up this episode, so I'm gonna read it now. So I stopped at your experience to back up your claims. So it says you now trust your intuition. Skeptics will belittle your conviction by referring to your lived experiences as anecdotal evidence only, but don't let that bother you. Think of it like trying to explain to someone from the Stone Age that a small little device held in the palm of your hand can help you pinpoint exactly where you are on Earth or watch silly cat videos. They'd find it hard to believe if they didn't see it themselves. In the meantime, journaling will help you track the patterns and understand when your guides are present. Also, it is an excellent tool for keeping your mind focused on establishing contact. Another thing you should do is check in with those who understand the reality of spirit guides so they can offer helpful pointers. And that, my friend, is where we conclude this episode. And I will catch you guys on the next episode. And I just want to thank you guys for spending your time with me. I understand how much it takes for you to do that, because time is the most valuable thing to me. And you sparing some of your time with me, just means a lot to me. And I do not take that for granted. And I just want to thank you for that. And I will catch you guys on the next episode. And until then, oh, before I leave, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification, because please join the community. And also so that whenever I post, you get notified as well. So thank you guys so much. And I'll catch you in the next episode. So until then, take care and bye bye now.